Welcome back to our mini series on the immune system. Today we are going to talk about sleep, and we hopefully all know and recognize that sleep is very important to a healthy and robust immune response, but some of us don't necessarily know how to get our sleep back on track. So today I'm going to give you one hint of something that you can give a try to. It works great for the whole family to see if you can help make those sleep patterns a little bit more on track. So in a previous video, I talked about stress and breathing exercises. One of the breathing exercises that I mentioned was called 4-7-8. That is a great one for helping to fall asleep more easily. So if you missed that video, I would suggest that you go back and check that out as well. Today, what I'd like to talk about, however, is what I call a circadian reset. And this is taking some time to reset our circadian patterns, which is the way that our hormones respond to the environment around us. So primarily what we're looking at is the light patterns and how those dictate our sleep patterns, our awake patterns. And there's a lot of things that we do today that are actually working against this, and we can make a couple little tweaks to help improve this. So on a regular basis, it would be ideal to be minimizing the amount of artificial light we're having after dark, especially screens, because those contain a lot more of the blue spectrum of light, which really inhibits our melatonin production so we can sleep more easily. We also want to make sure that our bedrooms are relatively dark at night, as far as night lights, alarm clocks, phones that might be going off, street lights outside our windows, taking a look at our bedrooms and making a little assessment there. And we also want to make sure that we are getting bright light from the sun into our eyes early in the morning if we can. So what I would challenge you to do for a reset, they've done some studies on this where they take people camping and they don't allow them any artificial light sources for a week, and they can measure their hormones and their circadian patterns and see significant corrections with what would be a more natural and normal rhythm in just a couple days to a week's time. So if you don't have the ability or want to go camping for a week, you can sort of mimic this at home. I'll give you some ideas here. So I would recommend doing this in the summer when the days are longer. Give yourself a week where you don't allow any artificial light after dark or dusk. And so this will be challenging, but sometimes challenges are a good thing for us, right? So any room lights, night lights, TVs, computers, phones, anything like that are not allowed after dusk. We want to make sure that after it's dark out or dusk out, we just have natural light sources. So you could have a bonfire, that would be no problem. You could have candles available in the house, that would be no problem. Those have a lot more of a reddish tint to them, and that affects us differently as far as the light that our eyes take in and how that affects our hormones. We want to make sure our bedroom is completely dark at night. So those couple things I mentioned a minute ago, you want to make sure are fully corrected for your circadian reset. And then what you want to do is make sure that you get up and get 30 minutes of early morning sunshine as early as you wake up. So you don't necessarily have to be up immediately when the sun is coming up, but certainly try, as soon as you are getting up in the morning, try to take a few minutes to get outside, get some sunlight into your eyes. So amazingly, the amount of sunlight that you get right away in your eyes in the morning will dictate how great of a melatonin raise you have that night then. And so it is important for our sleep patterns to actually get that morning sunlight and then take the light away after it's dark. So I know it sounds challenging, but I think it would be a great thing for all of us to give a try to. It also would be great for our kids to give a try to. I know in the summer they've been out of some of their habits. Things are a little bit crazy and wild right now with schedules and kids not knowing, when they are going to be going back to school or to activities or different things. So this would be a great way to create a pattern. A lot of times we do well with patterns and do well with regularity, and we see that in kids as well. So like I said, a week, a year would be great. And then even give yourself a little challenge of doing a weekend once a month just to keep yourself on track. Like I said, these camping studies they saw significant changes in those normal circadian patterns in a very short amount of time when folks committed and did this process. And we know that when you sleep better, you feel better, you have more energy, your immune system functions better. It's also very helpful for weight management for those of us who might be struggling, if you're listening here, with trying to lose weight. Getting good quality sleep and keeping a good circadian pattern is very important to that. So I'd highly encourage you to use this little tidbit to try to improve your sleep patterns. make sure you contact me or leave any comments if you have any questions about this process. But I hope you give it a try. I hope it works well for you. I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop me a comment or a message and let me know. Take care.